Your White House correspondent Jeff Zeleny has more on that. What are you hearing, Jeff?
Good evening, Brianna. This was not any ordinary bit of criticism. This was something coming from one of the most loyal soldiers of the Trump campaign, of the Trump world. And it had a chilling effect, in the word of one White House official, explaining the fallout and just the aftermath of this extraordinary interview yesterday with the New York Times. I mean, morale here is already fairly low, just given the 6-month point of the presidency, and the agenda is essentially on hold. The Russia investigation has taken over. But this interview about Jeff Sessions was really received in a different light. And the thinking went something like this: if this could happen to Jeff Sessions, it could perhaps happen to any of us. So it certainly was a different moment here once the interview was processed. Now, it's also interesting, the president and the attorney general have not spoken in at least 24 hours, probably longer than that. And the attorney general knew the president has been upset with him for a long time. He's been a bit frozen out here because of that recusal. The president is just furious that the attorney general recused himself, but that was 4 months ago. So, Brianna, so interesting that it still is on his mind. But the president would not talk about it today here at the White House. Let's watch.
Mr. President, does Jeff Sessions still have your full support?
Thank you, everybody.
Do you still support the Attorney General?
Mr. President, did you authorize Elon Musk to build the Hyperloop, sir?
Have you talked to Jeff Sessions? There's a shop floor.
So a lot of questions there from reporters, including our own Sarah Murray, who was in the room trying to get the president to elaborate on this. But the White House is saying this evening that they do not expect the attorney general to resign. They said if the president would have wanted that, he would have asked for that specifically. But on a separate matter, the special prosecutor, Robert Mueller, so interesting also in the New York Times report, the White House Deputy Press Secretary, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, in a briefing this afternoon, she said, look, the president has no intentions of firing him. Of course, this relates to him potentially expanding his inquiry into the Trump family finances. She also added, if he wanted to, though, he certainly is within his rights to do that. But Brianna, as you know, that question is very much an unsettled one, if the president has the authority to do that. But as of now, they said he has no plans of doing so.
We will see. Jeff Zeleny, thank you for that report. And let's talk about all of this with Senator Amy